Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you see there, I am 232.2 here in week 8, and it wasn't ideal. I actually gained weight from 231.8, which was week 7. So I decided to look at my macros and make sure that I am consistently within the 1750 to 1850 range. 1850 whenever I'm actually going to be doing workouts, and 1750 range or lower if I feel like it on my rest days. And I always try to maximize cardio as much as I can. Within at least 30 minutes or more, sometimes 30 minutes most days. But so for week 8, as you saw there, I'm up a little bit. That does happen, especially with females. You can have it be hormonal. It can be if you increase calories, whatever. So don't let it deter you in any way. Like I said, when I first lost 100 pounds, I was going up and down in my weight loss. And if I had let, one bad weekend, or maybe I gave in and had something, if I let that deter me, I never would have lost 100 pounds in the first place. So I'm certainly not going to let, one bad week where my weight increased a little bit bother me. And it could have also been the fact that I haven't really, sometimes I just don't sleep well at night, and then you weigh yourself in the morning, which is not the best time, but, anything can, attribute to just adding weight on, even if you had a little bit too much sodium the night before. So keep that in mind when you know you're going to do weigh-ins the next day. Make sure you're getting enough rest, and you don't drink a lot of fluids at night if you're going to weigh in the morning, even if it's water, because sometimes water, diet soda, anything like that can definitely bloat you a little bit or make you retain too much water. And if you in the morning might feel a little bit heavier, that could be why, and it could show up on the scale. So I just kept moving along, and I decided just to hold off a week and put week 8, which is the week of 4-2, with week 9, the week of 4-9, which was the current week. So here in the week of 4-2, this is, I believe, 4-5, which is that Friday. I did a back and hamstrings / glute superset workout since it was late at night, and I just kind of wanted to try it back with hamstrings. So I superset first the hip abduction machine, as you saw in that earlier set. And as you see here again, 4 heavy sets, 4 working sets, I believe, and a couple of warm-up sets. And then those were my 2 top sets there. And I tried to get up to 15 reps if I could. And then I immediately went over to the seated Life Fitness machine here, as you see, double arm wide grips back row, which is one of my favorites because you don't have to add plates. It's not plate loaded, but it kind of mimics the plate loaded machine. So definitely give either a try if you have it in your gym. And then once I did 4 supersets of those combos, then I finished off here at the back machine again and did one arm underhand mid back rows. So definitely give that a try if you haven't. It's a nice combo for sure. Next up was the glute drive machine, or the hip thruster machine, whatever you want to call it, but it's banded, so it's a banded hip thrust. One of my favorites now because I realize how comfortable it is. And yeah, you don't need a lot of weight, because actually what I've been slowly doing is working up to 1 plate on each side and then adding a 10 on each side. So I'm only up to like a plate and a 10 on each side, because with the band it feels like 2.5 plates. It really does. So, and by the time you add the plate on each side, I'm already winded, like just from trying to hip thrust against the band pulling. So, and it's 2 bands actually, 1 on each side. So if you have this glute drive machine in your gym, definitely give it a try, especially with the bands, because it really adds additional tension that you don't feel on the regular machine. And as you saw there, I finished off with a plate and a quarter on each, a plate and a 10 on each side. And I haven't really beat that yet. So that's my next goal, is to try to beat a plate and a 10 on each side. So next up here is the seated hamstring curl machine, which I did a 1-second pause at the back of each rep. Now, mind you, all these sets are speeded up in some way. This is like double time speeded up because I realized the set was going super slow. Otherwise, it would gone on what seems like 50 seconds. So I did, like I said, 1-second pauses at the back. Definitely try that. You don't need a lot of weight, especially if you do 3 or 4 heavy sets. You'll definitely feel it. And then I superset that with these mat grip narrow cable pull downs. Really effective, especially if you can go back and forth between machines without affecting any other gym members. This gym is typically empty, especially at night. There's maybe a few members, and the later you go, there's not many people, so I was able to get that done, those supersets, the way I wanted to. So next up here, as you see, I superset the dumbbell Romanian deadlifts with these cable pullovers or straight arm pull downs, as I call them. And it really works together as an effective superset. Now, as you see here, I have my feet on plates, so they are just a slightly elevated, which makes me put more emphasis on the back of my hamstring. So definitely give this a try if you haven't. You'll definitely feel it, and you don't need a lot of weight as well to really make it an effective movement for your Romanian deadlifts. Next up here is the delt portion of the workout. So I moved on to delts, biceps. I probably did chest as well in this next workout. I believe this was the next day, maybe 4-6. So on this day, as you see, I started with the cable front raise, leaning, the reverse way that I do it, and superset that with cable one arm bicep curls with a twist for 4 sets just to warm up. It's like my new favorite warm up. Sometimes I'll switch the exercises around just to keep it fresh, like I did in that superset workout. So here I moved on to the barbell incline bench chest press, where I warmed up to my top set here of 135 pounds for reps. I really try to keep my reps between 8 to 12, depending on how I'm feeling by the time I hit my top set. But it's important to me that I actually got to 135 because it was late at night. So I'm happy that I can keep continuing to push heavy weight even in the evening when it's super late. So next up here was the pec deck reverse fly machine for my rear delt flies that I like to add in as well, and I'll go 4 sets up to about 70 to 100 pounds depending on how I'm feeling. Move on to another shoulder press, my leaning seated shoulder press. I like to do one arm at a time, and I'll do that for about 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps. I finished off this workout with my one arm standing lateral raise, and that was the end of that week's workouts. So next up here, as you see, in week 9, which is the week of 4-9, this last current week here, I'm down to 230.4. So I actually went back down from the 2 pounds that I gained, I guess, back down to 230 now, 0.4. So that's pretty good. And again, started off with my front raises that I like, moved on to my bicep curl with a twist, which is very effective. Definitely give that a try with the twist if you haven't. You can do it with a dumbbell too, of course. Next up, I moved on to my barbell overhead presses in this workout to see where I was at, because sometimes when I do chest and delts in the same day, you'll see me do a barbell bench press instead of the overhead press, and I'll do something else for delts heavy. And then sometimes when I do overhead press, I'll just do dumbbell chest press, but I actually like the combo of delts and chest together. It's just I don't want a barbell bench and then stand here and do a heavy overhead press as well in the same workout. So as you saw there, since I did my heavy overhead press there, I then moved on to my dumbbell incline bench chest press, and I always do it right after because I'm already like pumped up and really feeling it. And for me, I'd rather not wait a while before I do my heavy chest presses right after the overhead press. I just don't warm up as much. So I might have started with probably like 35 pounds and then moved up to 50 and left it at that. So next, I moved on again to the one arm shoulder press. Again, give this a try if you have this machine. You can also do this with an incline bench and maybe a cable station. I'm not sure. Yeah, a cable station in the reverse way. So maybe I'll show that next time, just as a different way to do that movement. So, and of course, I moved on to the rear delt fly here. I like to do really good movement. You can do this with a cable station standing up, or you can use dumbbells for this movement as well on an incline bench. So if you need some options, I'll probably actually record me doing some of those exercises I mentioned and then put it up in the next weight loss video in the upcoming weeks. So finished off this particular workout with seated lateral raises, which I like to mimic dumbbells and the handles, but I don't actually use them. So definitely give that a try if you haven't. And as you can see here, my hair was a complete mess. So within this week, this is probably my Friday workout. So I probably got my hair done, I believe Wednesday or Thursday. I forgot already. I actually got the hair done. So you'll do throughout the weight loss series, you'll see different hairstyles, but I'll probably stick to braids for a while. So as you see here in this workout, I actually started with my straight arm pull downs for back and then superset that with the tricep press downs, but I didn't record the first part just because it didn't come out well, so I didn't post it. And then of course I moved on to my decline tricep press here for 4 sets, and I was feeling pretty good at that point. So I moved right on to, of course, my lying T-bar row, which by the way, if you do a back-to-back movement of a barbell bench of any kind and then go into this lying T-bar row, it's going to be exhausting because both movements take a lot of energy. So that's why you might see me extra tired by the end of that lying T-bar row set, or I'm just too tired after that. But I just took an extra rest break and then I was good to go on this flat bench straight bar overhead tricep extension, otherwise known as skull crusher, except I don't do the skull crusher part because I would prefer to have the bar land behind my head for safety reasons. And it's one of my favorite tricep movements that I'll do often and try to go as heavy as I can, just for strength purposes. And this also helps me with my barbell bench of any kind and overhead press strength as well. So I'm always seeing what weight I can push, because especially when you're tired. So both those sets here are using a 70-pound bar if you can't see it. I didn't want to push it, so I just kept it to 70. I didn't go to 80 or anything, even though I probably could. But that's not important to me. It's just important is maximizing my strength, especially when you're tired, because you burn more calories and you retain your strength even as you drop body fat and lose weight. So just keep that in mind. You always want to lift as heavy as you can, no matter, whatever your goals are. So, like I said, my current goal is to get down to whatever I can by October, and then of course by my next birthday in February. But short-term goal right now would be to get under 230. I'll be happy when I get to 215, and then when I'm about 210, I will probably start doing foodie videos of like a free meal here and there of some fun place around Las Vegas. So definitely be on the lookout for those videos I'm going to add to the channel as well. So as you saw there, I did my double arm row that I love, finished it off here with a single arm row, and I just want to thank you all for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time.